Or by calling 1-855-TU-TIGERS.
Hello, Tiger fans, and welcome to the Towson Sports Network. I'm Amy Phillips. We are coming to you live from CQ Arena in Towson, Maryland for another Towson Women's Gymnastics home meet. This afternoon, we are hosting the Quakers from the University of Pennsylvania. Joining me in the broadcasting booth today, we have the lovely Tandy Knight and Zoe Packard, two of our wonderful alumni and former Towson gymnasts. Tandy, Zoe, how we doing?
I'm ready for today. I'm super excited, especially coming off of our last home meet last Friday. So very excited to see where the Tigers take it today.
And I was not able to make it to our last home meet, but Tandy, give us a little recap. What happened here?
My recap is wow.
Oh, yes.
I don't even know what else to say. These ladies put on a show, and that was after 2 days before putting on a show. It was like the encore to Wednesday. It's amazing. They did 3 meets in 1 week, got better every competition, and they still haven't hit a perfect meet yet. There were small little mistakes here, and I'm going to say I call out the judges a little. Some couple beam routines were scored a little low on Friday. I mean, I'm so excited for this team and where they're going. They clearly understand the job they need to do, and they are loving every minute of it, and that's really all you can ask for.
Absolutely. And as she said, wow, we have another wow moment. History was made. That was our second highest score in program history and the highest score ever recorded right here in CQ Arena. So absolutely phenomenal performance from the Tigers. We had a 10.0 potential on the beam. One of our judges at that last meet gave a 10.0. So we're hoping that both judges perhaps might give that 10.0 today and give that final score be a 10.0 for our Emerson Hurst, one of our seniors on the team. But last week we were up against Eastern Michigan, LIU, and Temple. And again, tonight we are taking on University of Pennsylvania. So nationally, we are ranked right now 28th in the nation according to roadtonationals.com, and that is actually jumping up 11 spots, which is pretty rare.
That's got to be a record in and of itself, I would think.
I'm sure. 49 is the magic number we've been talking about. So what that basically means is for every event, bars, floor, beam, and vault, we want that total team score to be above a 49. 50 is perfection. I think that's pretty rare to get all 10.0s, but we are aiming for that 49 or above a 49. So let's see if we can do that again tonight. The last meet was the second time in history scoring 49 or above for every single event. The Tigers are led by head coach Jay Ramirez, assistant coach Ashley Sauer, and volunteer assistant coach Kristen Callahan. Tigers are going to start on the vault. So just a preview of the lineup here. We have Jenna Wheats, Nikki Borkowski, Mia Davis, Elise Tisler, Lauren Bolin, and Camille Vitoff for the Tigers.
TU candidates aspire to initiate awareness on matters of social injustice to all. To learn more, follow Towson University Athletes for Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity on Instagram and Twitter.
So before we get started here, Zoe, we've seen the Tigers do something that no other team in the NCAA has done yet, and that is increase our score at every single meet consecutively through the season. How possible is it to increase from a 196.7 and reach our highest score in program history?
You know, I think it's going to be difficult, but I think if any team can do it, it's this one. Like you said, we're the only team in the NCAA to have raised our score every single meet this season. And I think they can do it. I really would love to see the 197, if not tonight, at least sometime before the end of the season. I think that's what Jay wants. I know that's what this team wants. But it's gonna take a lot, but I think that they can do it.
What specifically, Tandy, do you think we could do here and there to achieve that 197?
So it's the landings. This is really what it's coming down to. These are half 10th or 10th deductions on landings. We need to stick every vault, stick every bar dismount, stick every beam dismount. They would have been there. They would have been at a 197 last Friday if they had stuck every single dismount. And that's why I'm saying they still haven't hit that perfect meet. And then the other area where I'd love to see just a little improvement, and it's not even in the difficulty, but it's on floor and the performance value. They need to sell these routines just a little more and show off that personality, and that's what's going to take them up, because that does affect the judges and influence how they score. If you are having a great time out there and drawing the crowd in, the judges are going to feel that too. And so that's where I'd like to see just a little improvement.
Absolutely. We've got some of our Pom Squad members here tonight, part of our cheerleading team here tonight, getting the audience as pumped up as possible. We saw Jay's daughter with her little pom-pom. She's going to be our lucky penny, right?
Yes, I think so. She's so cute.
One last huddle for the Quakers. And Jenna Weeds will be first up as the Tigers take on the vault.
Jenna's going to do a Yurchenko full. Oh, beautiful. I would like to see her chest up just a little bit more, but other than that, I really didn't see too many deductions throughout that vault.
She's been leading off on vault very strongly and really setting the stage this year for every competition on vault.
That's what we needed, sticky feet. So typically when we have 3 teams here, 2 teams here, all teams are going at the same time. Because we are only hosting one other team, we're kind of flip-flopping back and forth. So Towson will vault, and then the Quakers will go up on bars. So it's kind of one at a time here, and that's where we'll be showing. Again, we are a Tigers broadcast, so whenever a Tiger is up, we'll be sure to show them, but we'll try to get in as much Quaker as possible here. First up for the Quakers on the bars is Isabel Song.
And she's starting off really smoothly, decent form. She's setting up for her dismount. Full in. Oh, straight-legged the landing just a little bit, so she had to take a hop. It was a great start for the Quakers.
Back over to vault, Nikki Borkowski, one of our 2 competing seniors this year.
Nikki's going to do the exact same vault that we just saw Jenna do. Nice height off the table, a small step forward. But she really did get the block off of the table, and you saw the twist rise and rotate really well. Just trying to find those landings like we talked about earlier.
I think she was really going for that stick. And just hop forward just slightly.
Sometimes when you're thinking so much about sticking, it becomes even harder to stick. You almost just have to like let it happen instead of being like, oh my gosh, I have to stick right now.
This is just as much of a mental sport as it is a physical.
Sure is. Probably more of a mental sport than physical at this level for sure.
Back over to bars, Sarah Kennefick for the Quakers.
A little short on that handstand. Really nice high to Tkachev. Into a pack salto. Some slight leg separation. She has a pretty line on bars. Has a nice slow rhythm. Double twisting flyaway. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Peeled off a little early, so she did land slightly under rotated, had to take that step forward. But another very clean routine for Penn.
And here is Mia Davis for Towson.
Nice Yurchenko full, took a pretty big step back. But it was
also
clean
looked like
throughout.
she piked down just slightly. I think she didn't realize she got as much pop as she did. She didn't really need to pike down. She performs a really nice vault, but has that big step almost every weekend. She's got to get that stick.
You may know notice, they've got purple bows in their hair. Tonight, our meet is in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness, and this is the Shelley Calloway meet. They're rocking some nice purple shirts. These bows are really cute. I kind of want one of the bows.
And Shelley Calloway is a gymnast alumni from the 80s who unfortunately was a victim of domestic violence. So this is not only just an important nationwide, thing that we need to focus on, but this actually hits home for us. And there are a lot of alumni in this program who said Shelley was one of the nicest, sweetest people you would have ever met. And so this is our way to honor her memory.
Amazing. And Sydney Craze is on the bars for UPenn.
Nice, Jaeger. Very clean form. Hits that handstand. Overshoot. Very nice on that handstand. Oh, little lack in rhythm there. Sticks the landing on the dismount. That was a great routine. Penn is putting up some really nice bars.
I love what they've been doing with their program in the recent years. They've really stepped up their difficulty, and I love to see that. I expect big things from them.
This is Elise Tisler.
Another beautiful full.
She gets such great amplitude and distance, if you see that, and she stays in the laid out position the entire time.
Her chest was up, the landing was good. We're still looking for those sticks.
Yeah.
But I think vault, especially when you're doing a Yurchenko full, those vaults are pretty difficult to stick. You have to have your chest up the entire time, really know where you are in the air to find that landing.
And so far, all three of the first Tigers have scored a 9.750. So I guess that's our number tonight.
Well, I'd like to see it go up a bit, but they need to stick to get it. That vault is only worth a 995. So they're losing 2/10, and at least a tenth of that is on the landing on all of those vaults, except for Jenna's. I'd give Jenna the stick.
And on the uneven bars, this will be Sarah Panuela Wormers.
Beautiful high pike Jaeger. Short on that handstand. Oh, Stalder is one of my favorite skills. You don't see much anymore. Double tuck with the stick. Penn's really kind of starting off this meet with a little bit of an exclamation point on bars.
Yes, they are.
I love it.
This will be Lauren Bolin for the Tigers on the vault.
Oh, beautiful. Just the smallest little hop back. But the execution was there, the height was there, her chest was up. Just got to find that landing.
Yeah.
We'll get her score in just a moment. Elise Tisler came in with a 9.825, so we're improving a little bit here with the scoring. The judges are getting warmed up too. On the bars, we've had a 9.8 and a 9.675.
Now, it has been over a week for the Tigers since they've competed, which is great for them because they get to rest. But you also don't want to have too much time between every meet because it's hard to bring that energy back up. So hopefully the Tigers can rein it in.
Interesting Delchev there. You don't see that very often. Definitely some form breaks on this routine so far. Setting up for her dismount, double layout. Oh, I don't know about that. That was a close stick. It was a stick with a step. Is that something? Can we make that something? I'd give it to her. Why not?
Good job, Sophia Restaino.
And the routine prior to that went 9-9 for Penn on bars.
And just left, we have Camille Vitoff anchoring for Towson.
We'll see which vault she's doing. I never know if she's going to do Yurchenko full or 1.5. I'm hoping it's a 1.5. And it is the 1.5. Beautiful. That is a 10-0 start value. So she starts off higher than all the other vaults prior to hers, and the execution is there. She really gets the height off that table, as you can see right there. Her chest is up just a small hop forward, but that'll be a big score for her.
That looked better than last week's too, I think. Yeah.
Lauren Bolin came in with a 9.725, so that will be the score that we end up dropping.
That seems a little low to me.
Agreed. We had a 9.9 on the bars and another 9.8 for UPenn. Talk about an exclamation point, Zoe.
Yeah.
Last up on the bars for UPenn will be McKaylee Marr. Got some fans in the stands. We love seeing our Tiger fans, especially on Super Bowl Sunday. Take some dedication.
Nice handstand, toe shoot, transition to the high bar, overshoot to handstand. Really clean form in this routine. Hits that handstand. Setting up for a big dismount, double layout, stuck landing. We'll give it to her. Super clean routine. Not the most difficult routine, but honestly, I don't know where you'd find a deduction other than the landing on that.
We have an exhibition for Towson. This is Clara Hong. And again, this score will not count towards the team score.
She's going to do a front handspring front pike half. A little short on the landing. That is a 10-0 start value, though, so we want to work our way into the lineup with that one. But she was pretty short and low on the landing, so that'll be a pretty significant deduction.
And she's still our only athlete to go all around, I believe, so far in the year. So if we can get that vault clean, polished, she can be put back into that all-around lineup. It looks like we have an exhibition for the Quakers as well.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe due to the pandemic last season, none of the Ivy League schools were able to complete their season.
Wow.
So this is the first full season back for them since
that is a good point.
2020. And I'm very impressed of what their bar rotation has looked like, and I really believe that they came out fighting tonight.
That is a really good point. I totally forgot about that. Opens with a big Tkachev right into her overshoot. That is a bonus for connecting two release moves. Short on the handstand. Oh, saved that. Giant full right into a really nice high double tuck. Step on the landing. If that's your exhibition routine, that's a nice one to have in your back pocket.
Yeah, you're looking pretty good. And Camille came in with a 9.825. I think that's a little low too, with her 10.0 start value.
Gonna have another exhibition here. Mackenzie Butler, a sophomore. Nice Lachenko full. Wow, that was beautiful.
Her reaction afterwards.
It's always great to have another vault in your back pocket, and right now it looks like we have two. Let's see the replay here. I'd like to see her chest up just a little bit more, but that's really just me being picky. I didn't see too much wrong with that.
I think a little more pop. Her arms bent a little on the table instead of pushing through her shoulders, but great vault. And I don't know if she's done that yet this year, either as competition or exhibition, so I'm sure that feels good for her to get that going.
Absolutely. We got some more bar scores in for you. 9.9, 9.65, 9.75.
Maybe we could have a whole nother team of exhibitions and see how they score today.
Yeah.
We'll combine Penn and Towson's exhibitions and see how we do.
Starting team and then a second team too. Another exhibition of
Giant
bars.
full into a huge Tkachev. Really short on that handstand. Hit the handstand there, but did have some form breaks. Getting ready for her dismount. A double layout, but it was not very stretched in the air, not extended. She piked it around. Did have a step on the landing, but again, it's not a bad routine to have. Just waiting for the chance to compete.
And as it stands right now, Penn is in the lead with a 48.925, and Tigers not too far behind, 48.9. So close to that 49 mark, but we can definitely do it on bars, beam, and floor exercise. We've done it before, we can do it again. So stay tuned right here on the Towson Sports Network.
Your touch is now over.
Welcome back to the Towson Sports Network. Here at our Towson Women's Gymnastics home meet, we just finished up the first rotation. Penn is in the lead with a 48.925 from the uneven bars. Towson's not too far behind though, 48.9 for vault. Next up, Tigers will be on the uneven bars, and our lineup goes as follows: Lauren Keener, Clara Hong, Lauren Bolin, Sarah Garreau, Grace Valancourt, and Steph Makazu. We also have, we're flip-flopping here, so we've got UPenn on the vault, and then we will do the beam and the floor and flip-flop with Penn again in the third and fourth rotations.
Penn had a great performance on bars. Clean, nice difficulty, great release moves. You know, it'll be exciting to see what Towson can put up on bars. This is probably the event they've improved on the most from last season, I would say. And in part, a lot to the freshmen.
It's nice to see Penn, too, putting up such a good score right off the bat.
Beautiful release move, too connected. Lauren is one of these freshmen I was talking about. Going into her dismount. Oh, slight hop on the landing. Just so clean, has a beautiful rhythm. Lauren's very tall at 5'7", and so that just gives her this beautiful line on bars. Great job starting off. And Yurchenko full on vault. It was a pretty good vault. Big hop on the landing. Nice and clean in the air. Had good distance. Maybe a little more height. A little pop off the table there, but it's a great leadoff vault.
That was Emma Davies for UPenn. We'll have Clara Hong up next on the uneven bars for Towson.
And it looks like Lauren Keener went 9-8 on that first routine. Great job to start off the Tigers. Beautiful piked Jaeger. Hitting that handstand. Again, just beautiful form, great rhythm, hitting the handstand, setting up for her dismount. Oh, finally! Double front dismount. That is it is the most difficult dismount to stick on bars. And she's been taking hops on it every meet. First stick I've seen, amazing.
We talked about this last meet too. Clara is just so calm through every event. You don't feel panicked or rushed when you're watching her. She's just calm, cool, and collected.
And we've got another Yurchenko full. Piked down a little bit, little piked in the air. Great form though. Legs straight, legs together. Chest was down a little bit. Just needed a little more amplitude off of that vaulting table.
That was Sarah Kenefick, and that first score for Penn on the vault was a 9.675. Next up for Towson will be another Lauren Bolin.
I believe this is the first time we will be seeing Lauren in the bar lineup this season.
Oh, just fell on her release move. It just really didn't have enough snap to get her up over the bar enough to catch it so that her hips are behind her. She caught it and her hips were still going down. So it just pulls you right off the bars. Very uncharacteristic of Lauren. She competed on bars every meet last year, as far as I remember. Hasn't been in this year, but has a great solid bar routine. So
I've got to say, that was a pretty graceful come off the bars,
Yeah.
I would have plummeted.
Short on that handstand. Even there, she lost a little bit of rhythm. Hit that handstand, though. Right into her double tuck, hop on the landing. It's not the day for Lauren on bars. Not a horrible routine by any stretch of the means, but it is the routine we're going to want to drop. So we need 3 more strong bar routines.
Sydney Crees for the vault.
Another Yurchenko, very nice. That had a nice rhythm and flow. Stretched through the air, hop on the landing, but landed with her chest up.
Now, Sarah Giroux for the Tigers has a difficult task now. How do you put that fall behind you and not put more pressure on yourself to really step up for the team and perform?
Even though college gymnastics is a team sport, it's still an individual competition. And so Sarah really can't worry about what happened before. She just has to go out and do her job. Last week, she did an amazing routine. She just needs to do that again.
And I know some people don't even watch the routine before.
That's a good
So
strategy.
she might not even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But this is a different bar lineup than we have had in the previous weeks. So I think we're still playing around, seeing what combination works best.
But I think you and I were both surprised to see Cami Vitoff pulled off bars. She has one of the most dynamic bar routines, so we don't know if there's just an issue there. Maybe she has a nagging injury or something, and she just needed to take one event off. We're not sure of the reason behind it. Having Lauren as the backup filling in is never a bad thing. Just today wasn't her day.
Clara came in with a 9.85.
Honestly, I think that's a little low.
Me too.
I would have gone 9.9 on that. I know a half a tenth doesn't sound like much, but it can be.
She's so easy to watch.
Compared to the Penn bar routine that also went 9.9, I don't see why Clara's wouldn't have.
Agreed.
When you stick a dismount like that, it kind of just, to me, would have made it easier for the judges. Beautiful Ginger. Hits that handstand right into an overshoot, hits that as well. Setting up for her dismount. Super high full in. Stick. That was even better than last week.
I love to see that, especially from an underclassman stepping up, being a sophomore. I mean, she had great experience last year, but it's always so difficult when you have to hit. Like, every routine counts from here on out, so the pressure is there. And she hasn't been consistently in the bar lineup this season yet, so that was great to see.
I mean, this bar lineup is mostly underclassmen. Another Yurchenko full, huge hop on the landing. Just had a little too much power, which, I don't know, I never think that's a bad thing.
That was Rose DeBarbery. We'll have Grace Valancourt next for the Tigers on the uneven bars. And you were talking about the underclassmen really taking the way for this bar lineup. The freshman and sophomore, Steph Makasu and then Sarah Garreau, scoring above the 9.8 last meet. They're the current highest bar workers we have as of right now, if you're averaging out all of the performances from this season.
Little short on that handstand. Line change right into a huge Jaeger into her overshoot. She gets bonus points or tenths for that. Again, a little short on that handstand, at least from our angle. I'm not sitting at the best angle to watch bars, but that was definitely a stick.
I love her
And
dismount.
clean. I mean, it's so clean in the air.
It just like floats down.
Yeah.
It's like soothing to watch. I love it.
You can meditate to her dismount.
This is Kirsten Belkoff.
Oh, wow. Layout half, stuck landing. She stuck that in the warm-ups too, and that's honestly super hard to do. It's a blind landing. I never understand people that want to twist halves. I'm like, just pull it all the way around already, but great job.
If you can do it,
be,
go for it.
She seems to be consistent with that.
So far for Penn, we have 9.675, 9.675, 9.75, and a 9.625.
Honestly, I think those scores are slightly low.
I'm super impressed with what Penn has been able to do so far.
Yeah.
They
I'm not used to them having that level of difficulty. They've always done nice, clean routines, but they tend to be more of the simple routines. And I guess maybe taking that year off, you know, I don't know, but they are putting up some really difficult routines here on both events so far.
We have Steph McAzoo left for the bars for the Tigers. And, oh, good scores. We got 9.85 for Sarah and a 9.875 for Grace. So we will definitely want to drop that 8.775 from Lauren Bolin. Steph's the girl to do it.
Huge Ray, beautiful. Hits that handstand right into a pack. Oh, no. Smacked her feet on the ground. That'll be a minimum of a 3/10 deduction. She just kind of over-rotated that pack salto and came in a little high on it. Right into her dismount. Sticks the landing, though. Unfortunately, that will not be the score we really wanted, especially after having a fall. It'll be better than Lauren Boland's. That's probably going to be in the 9.7 range.
Isabella Song on the vaults.
Another Yurchenko full. Good landing. I mean, the reality is these Yurchenko fulls are just, I hate to say it, a dime a dozen in the NCAA. It's worth a 9.95. These gymnasts have probably been performing this vault for several years in club gymnastics into college. So they start to all look the same after a while, but they were clean. Again, it just comes down to landings.
From a judging perspective, if you're seeing a routine go and it's the same routine after routine after routine, do you have like a likelihood then to score it a little lower, or do you want to see creativity as a judge?
I think you're going to see the vaults that set themselves apart, mostly due to height and distance, and then stuck landings. And the rest, if we look at it, we'll probably see the scores are all within a 1/10 to a 1/10.5 of each other. I mean, I would think it gets boring a little bit for the judges too, but they have to be fair and consistent. A lot of times what you see those judges scoring lower at the beginning of a meet, and then towards the end of the meet, you'll see the scores loosen up a little bit. Because there's only two teams here, we're not going to see that effect.
This is an exhibition for Penn.
Oh. Okay. Was that a front with a half or a Cuervo? I'm not sure. She twisted really early off of the vault. There's two different vaults that kind of can go similar. Cuervo is a very, very old school vault where you do a handspring entry, half turn, and then backflip. The other option that she did was a handspring front with a half, which I think is what she was doing because I was watching her warm up. She twisted super early. That is a 10.0 start value, but a lot of deductions in that with just the form. If she cleans it up, does the twist a little bit later, be a good scoring vault. She had nice power.
And Zoe, we just saw two of our gymnasts throw T-shirts to the audience. What does that mean?
I believe if you get a 9.8 or higher or stick your landing, you get to throw a T-shirt out.
Very fun.
It's always interesting to see a gymnast throw, though. So
I hope the baseball team is not here watching.
Yes.
They need to take lessons.
Oh, all righty. We will have, so 9.575 for Steph McAzoo.
Yeah.
And again, she did tap her feet on that one transition down to the low bar.
Yeah.
We finished up vault with a 9.875 and a 9.775. Towson should take,
Sponsor of Towson University Athletics.
at this point, Towson's 97.85, Penn is 97.675. We will see what happens during the third rotation. Penn will be on the floor exercise, and the Tigers will take the balance beam. Stay tuned right here on the Towson Sports Network.
All the very best prices.
Thanks for staying tuned on the Towson Sports Network. We're about to start the third rotation right here for Towson Women's Gymnastics. Tigers will take the balance beam, and University of Pennsylvania Quakers are on the floor exercise. So far, Penn had a, let's see, 48.75 on the vault and a 48.925 on the bars. And then Towson came in with a 48.9 on the vault and a 48.95 on the bars. So maybe this event on our beam, we will hit that magic 49 number that we talked about in the beginning. And I am still waiting for Emerson to get this 10-0. So close.
Emerson is
in that
waiting
last
for Emerson
meet.
to 10-0.
Like I said, I wasn't at this last home meet, and I follow Emerson on Instagram, and she posted this picture with the scoreboard saying 10-0, and I quick checked the stats, but I was so upset when I read her caption saying only one of the judges gave her a 10-0, and they, of course, average out those scores, but maybe today is the day.
I had mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that I felt at the last meet there were a couple low beam scores. Emerson's was definitely one of them. I can understand judges don't want to give out perfect 10s all the time, although in college they should feel a little more welcome to do so. But she could have still gone 995, that one judge. Where the judge found a 10th and a half of deductions, I'm not really sure.
I mean,
but she was scoring low the whole meet.
Smiles during her beam routine.
Right.
Nobody smiles during a beam routine. Give her an extra something for that. But for our beam lineup today, we have Lauren Bolin, Lauren Keener, Grace Valencourt, Jenna Wheats, Claire Hong, and of course Emerson Hurst anchoring for us. This is Lauren.
Lauren did have a fall on bars, which is uncharacteristic. She's going to set up for her series here. Backhand heel level, solid as could be. I highly doubt that a fall on bars would ever affect Lauren. She's just not that kind of athlete. She's very well able to just forget about it and move on.
So important.
Nice switch sleep straddle jump. Setting up for her dismount here, she's going to do a back handspring to a gainer full off the side of the beam. Just the smallest hop on that landing, but really a great start and a great comeback from bars.
She did not look the least bit affected
Not at all.
from that fall. First up on the floor exercise, we have Ariana Arguella.
Round off double pike, great landing. Switch ring. Needed more extension on that second leap.
So fun.
Way out to a front full. A little stumble on the landing. Overall, really clean routine. Fun to watch. Great personality on the floor.
I'm loving Penn's leotards, too.
I thought the same thing. The bling, love it. Lauren Keener is going to take the beam for the Tigers.
Looks like Lauren Bolin before her went 9.775. Setting up for her series here. She's going to do a back handspring layout step out. Beautiful. You might notice that every Towson gymnast has a TU hidden in their beam routine.
Very cute.
Just a slight bobble on that leap series. Split 3/4. I'd like to see just a little bit more height on those jumps, but that's being really picky. But if we're gonna go for those 197s, we need to be picky. Nice front toss to a beat jump. Beautiful full turn. Those can be a little tricky sometimes. Setting up for her dismount. She's going to do a gainer full off the side of the beam. And a stuck landing. So another great beam routine. Lauren's really been pretty steady throughout the entire season. The only time she has fallen this season is on her mount. So I think that was just a fluke thing. But really a great...
Being that her mount is just jumping on the beam, yes I think so.
Turning over to the floor, this is Rebecca Lashley for UPenn.
This has got to be the longest series of choreography I've ever seen before the first tumbling pass.
And all on the floor, too.
And she's still not tumbled. So I'm going to guess only 2 tumbling passes in this routine.
And a lot of that's up to gymnast preference. Some gymnasts like to get their tumbling started right off the bat. Others like to get their legs a little warmed up before they get there.
Front layout. Oh no, she definitely lost her sense of awareness in the air, broke out of that twist. And 1.5 to a front layout. Makes up for it there. You can tell by the look on her face, this was not the routine she wanted to put out there today.
Turning back over to the balance beam, this will be Grace Valancourt.
Looks like Lauren Keener got a 9.7. I don't know how much I agree with that.
I was just smirking under my mask as well.
Grace is going to do a standing front tuck. I don't think people understand how difficult that is to do. She was a tad low on that one, but again, I can't do that on the floor, so I give her
I can't do
major
that on a
credit.
trampoline. Oh.
Pretty significant wobble on her series there.
But she stayed on.
Nice switch leap, switch leap. Got that full extension on both leaps. Nice full turn. Cartwheel to a gainer layout and nice duck landing, but a few deductions in that routine.
So I know she's not happy with that, but what we need to see, and you'll see other big schools do this, even if they have a mistake, when they land that dismount, they jump up and down as if they just did a 10-0. And trust me, that does affect the judges. The judges want to, the judges could have missed something here or there. They don't know, but you can't let them know that.
Ooh,
and that's why I think Towson needs to start practicing that a little more, no matter what. I mean, unless it was just a complete wipeout.
So we
but otherwise,
grab some pom-poms and
yeah,
up and down.
Exactly. You gotta sell yourself, no matter what.
I like that.
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't know if the energy is necessarily there with Towson today. They're not doing bad by any means, and like a few years ago, I think we would have been happy with the scores we're getting.
They would have been thrilled.
Yes, but now that we know they have that potential, I for sure have high expectations. I know they have high expectations for themselves. But I think, like we talked a little bit during the break, is I think Towson needs to see that they can still do decently well on an off day and get it out now before
going into the second half of the season. Yeah,
absolutely. And knowing that we have to improve because every single meet so far has been better than the next, trying to top that score adds an extra pressure.
And sometimes you just need a little bit of a little fire to finish the second half of the season.
Sydney Craze on the floor.
really high double pipe. Big step on the landing. That could be a deduction. Definitely some form breaks on that. The front layout, she bent her knees to kind of get the rotation over. Double tuck. Definitely low on that landing there. She was running into it slowly, to be honest. I was a little worried about that. I'm glad she was able to pull the rotation over. It's just a matter of endurance. We don't know what these athletes have been going through prior to this. She could have had COVID 2 weeks ago for all we know, or she could be coming off an injury, so.
9.675 for Grace, and now we have Jenna Wheats on the beam.
Jenna's going to do a long leap pass here. She just switch leap to a standing layout step out. Usually she does a split jump after, but Jenna knows herself well, and if she feels that she's off at all and doing that split jump is a risk, she knows not to do it. But beautiful series there with a front aerial to a back handspring. Nice switch leap to a split jump. Nice and easy full turn. I'm gonna set up for her dismount here. She's gonna do a side aerial to a layout full. Just the smallest hop on the landing if we're being really picky, but really a great routine, especially after Grace's beam routine.
We've got a 9.7 and an 8.95 so far on the floor exercise for Penn.
It's a replay of Jenna's dismount. See that side aerial, just the smallest little, I don't even know if you can call it a hop. It's more like a heel
rebound,
slide.
Yeah. So the Emma Davies.
Nice opening tumbling pass. And she's clearly having fun out there. Front layout, front full. Needs to tighten up her form on that a little bit. Nice jump series. Last pass, double tuck. Good landing on that. I believe that's a Simone Biles move at the end there.
I've always wondered on a floor routine, you inch up so close to the perimeter of the mat before you start a tumbling pass. Have you ever seen a gymnast go out of bounds right there just from standing there?
Just stepping back too far. In fact, I think we saw it at the last meet or the meet before last, but no one caught it. One of the opposing teams definitely stepped over the line.
Clara Hong up on the beam.
Beautiful series. You don't see that series too often. She connects two side aerials together. And I've always thought that when you're doing elements like that where you have to turn midway, I think that's harder than going straight backwards. Beautiful leaps. To a split full. A split full is an E level element on beam. Nice full turn. She's so calm. Setting up for her dismount here. Punch, land, stuck landing.
We'll take it.
It's a great beam routine for her. Beautiful dismount. Chest up, arms ready for the landing. And just a freshman. I can't wait to see where she takes the next 4 years. I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
All of the freshmen, honestly,
Yeah.
and the sophomores.
It is a strong underclass, for sure.
This will be Olivia Van Horn on the floor exercise.
Wow. I missed that in warm-ups. Front double tuck. That is not an easy skill, and the landing on it was great.
Not only would I need a mat at the end of that, I think I just need a full foam pit.
And a trampoline and a spotter and a
please.
spotting belt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all of that. Double tuck. Great landing. Needed a little more extension on that second jump in that series there. Front full to a front pike. That was a great floor routine.
It's like Emerson Hurst coming up on beam.
Fingers crossed.
The beam routine before that went 9.85. Nice full turn. Emerson did get a perfect 10 from one judge last week. Beautiful series. This is where Emerson shines, these leaps. Both of them 180. I've actually seen her do it better than that before. That was a little, slightly off.
She does a really good job of catching or faking little bobbles at the end.
Yeah.
Nice front aerial to a split jump. I would have liked to see it just a little bigger on the split jump, but again, that's being picky. But if you're going after a 10, you have to be very picky. So, setting up for her dismount. Front full, a little hop on the landing, but again, a nice, clean, solid beam routine for Emerson.
I mean, as we've said, the energy is definitely a little bit lower tonight. They're not hitting everything as crisply, as sharply as they were in the last two home meets. But that is not to say they're doing poorly
Not at all. And we're only
Exactly.
nitpicking because we have this potential now to literally be perfect. Like that 10.0
Yeah.
score would literally mean that she is perfect, and she's so, so close to it. Sarah Kenefick on the floor exercise, anchoring for UPenn.
Two and a half to a punch front. Nice clean twist in the air.
had a 9.8 and a 9.75 as those last two scores on floor for Penn.
Front double to end, double twist, excuse me.
That's impressive.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Up next, in exhibition for the Tigers on beam is Stephanie Micasi.
9.8 for Emerson Hurst.
Gonna have an exhibition here.
Steph Makazu.
Beautiful turn. She brings her leg all the way up to her nose.
That's hard to do on the floor.
Yes. Beautiful, Anodi. That skill is so difficult. You're essentially changing directions midway through the flip. Setting up for her series here. Back handspring layout, step out, nice and clean.
Wow. Oh,
The smallest little bobble there.
How are you?
Oh, really? I haven't seen too many deductions throughout this beam routine. And a nice duck landing to finish. And if that's our exhibition, I think it just shows how deep this team is.
and another freshman, might I add. Steph started out the season in the beam lineup, then had an injury that kept her out of bars and beam. She slowly worked her way back into bars. And now, unfortunately, because our lineup is just so deep on beam and so difficult to break into, she's going to have to break her way back into it.
Yeah.
She keeps doing exhibitions like that. I don't see why she wouldn't be.
Can't we have a lineup of 7? Another exhibition
right.
on the floor for UPenn here.
Front through the double tuck. Definitely some form breaks there. Her toes aren't as pointed. She curls her toes instead of pointing through her foot. Now, it could be due to the extreme heavy tape job she has. She might be having some difficulty, but it still shows, and that would be a deduction. Finishes with a double pike. Oh, it's just not enough rotation. Put her knees down.
That was Sarah Kenzig in exhibition.
9.875 for the floor routine before this exhibition. So they will finish with a 48.7 on floor, and the Tigers finish with a 48.9 on beam.
We're just
so
teasing
close
that 49
every
tonight,
time.
huh?
Oh, it's just because I said something in the beginning. I jinxed us, guys. Man.
No,
Next
you know
time.
what? I mean, the reality is for them to maintain that level of intensity for the rest of the season, that's impossible. And I think while we're not necessarily doing the routines that we wanted tonight and getting the scores we were hoping for, this is still a wonderful opportunity for them to learn through this. They are not perfect tonight, but they are still fighting for everything. And this just gives them an opportunity to give themselves a little bit of a break. We're not going to be perfect every meet. You know, I'm sorry, we're not Michigan. Michigan
and
seems to be
like
the only
I
team that
said-
can pull that off right now.
Right. Like we said, this was the only team in the NCAA to do this,
Yeah.
to consecutively increase every week. So they've already done the near impossible to do that.
And sometimes I feel like it's really good to have one of those off meets. And if this is an off meet for them, kudos, because this is a great off meet. You get it out of your system. We've got half a season left. and then postseason, I honestly, I don't think this is a bad thing by any stretch of the means.
We will take it. The Tigers will finish up on the floor exercise, and UPenn will move to the balance beam when we come back for our fourth rotation. Please stay tuned right here on the Towson Sports Network. Oh, wait, we have one more exhibition. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. One more exhibition for UPenn, and then we will move to the fourth rotation.
Looks like we're having a little bit of a judges conference over there before we get to that next exhibition.
I have to say, though, like you said, we haven't seen Penn in over a year. I am super impressed with their difficulty, their consistency, their cleanliness in all of these routines. I kind of feel like they've made a complete 180 from prior to COVID to now, and that is hard to do for Ivy League schools. They are not scholarship athletes. They are recruited, but there is still that expectation in terms of even academically qualifying to get into these schools, which are obviously much more rigorous than some of the smaller schools and private schools and state schools. And so they've done an amazing job. Super impressed. I particularly am enjoying their floor routines. I feel like the choreography is unique. The floor music is different. They're playing to the crowd. They're drawing you in a little bit. And this is where I had mentioned earlier, I need to see Towson do a little more of. Just kind of really getting into it, showing it off.
And so far, Penn, from their last meet against Cornell, every single one of their scores has increased for the three apparatuses that they've gone up on. So if we can get higher than a 47.35 on beam, then, I mean, solid meet for them, increasing every single one from the last meet.
This is one of those teams that kind of reminds me of Temple from a couple years ago, where you didn't really think about them much, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they're pushing you. They're challenging you in every event, in every routine, in every meet. And that's exciting to see. When it comes down to it, we're Tigers for life, but we love the sport of gymnastics. And we want to see the sport as a whole continue to succeed, especially in the NCAA, which is, we could be considered an endangered species, so to speak. Double pipe, big step on the landing, but really nice and high. Needs more extension on all of those, the leaps and jumps. Double tap. Stuck landing, chest was down really low. That should be a minor deduction.
I love these two athletes on this team in front of me. Neither of them have competed yet. They're still in their warm-up gear, but they are so enthusiastic for every single routine that's gone up. They know all the choreography.
That helps so much too. Especially when you're away, you don't have your home crowd in front of you. Front full to front layout, nice landing.
This one with the double braids on your screen right here. I'm nominating her. I need to figure out her name. I'm nominating her for cheer captain of the Penn team. Alrighty, now we are officially wrapped up with the third rotation, so stay tuned right here on the Towson Sports Network. back to the Towson Sports Network. We are about to start the fourth and final rotation. The Tigers are going to take on the floor exercise. Ooh, sorry about that buzzer if that was really loud on your computers at home. Floor exercise lineup is Lauren Bolin, Jenna Wheats, Grace Valancourt, Paige Casper, Clara Hong, and Amy Stewart. We'll see if we have any exhibitions as well. We saw Nikki Borkowski doing some tumbling passes as she was warming up, so she may be going as well. And then on the balance beam will be University of Pennsylvania, as they have had a very successful meet for their team. We were talking about how every single one of their events has improved from their last meet against Cornell. And if they get above that 47.35 mark on beam, that will be a completely increased meet for them. We do have a little bit of a lead on UPenn right now, and hopefully that streak will continue. We are 8-0 at home right now.
Yeah, it would be nice to keep that win-loss record here at home.
Yes.
Although in the reality in NCAA women's gymnastics, your win-loss record doesn't count for anything. It's your NQS, or your national qualifying score, which is an average of several of your scores throughout the season. And Penn starting us out on beam in this rotation.
Kirsten Belkoff.
Triple series, flip-flop layout, solid landing on that.
Wow.
Usually your lead-off beam doesn't have a triple series. That's a difficult skill to do. Switch leap into a sheep jump is a difficult combination, and that second jump where she takes her eyes completely off the beam, it's a difficult skill. Finishes with a 1.5. Nice stuck landing. That is a great way to start beam.
Lauren Bolin is starting us off on the floor. And after that fall on the bars, amazing beam routine.
Double tuck. Great landing control on that. Second pass, front layout to a front Rudy. Just need a little more amplitude and extension on those jumps. Last pass, front layout to front full. Great landing. That is some of the better tumbling I've seen Lauren do all year. Great job. Great lead off on floor.
And her face, that whole routine was a subtle, look what I can do.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the better routines I've seen her do, just even in her performance value on that.
This is Sydney Craze on the balance beam for Penn.
Cat leap into a switch half. Wasn't full extension on that. another jump series. Flip-flop layout, step out. Chest was a little bit down on that landing, but it was a solid landing. No deductions on moving her feet at all. Dismount, front tuck full with a stuck landing.
Another really great beam routine for them.
Yeah.
What a great meet. Back to the floor. Jenna Wheats is up for the Tigers.
Front to double tuck, stuck landing. Great jump series. And here comes the attitude. Wow, great last pass. She's been struggling on that all season long, just landing with her chest down, usually taking a step forward. That was the one we've been waiting for. Here you'll see her first pass. Front to double tuck. She really controls the landings. That's the Jenna from last season.
And those two pass full routines are starting to pop up a lot more throughout the NCAA, especially because it's only two passes, it's short and sweet, but you still get all of your bonus, and the scores are relatively the same, and it really just helps your ankles especially. So
Yeah.
a lot of the gymnasts love it. There's some
Safety ankles.
controversy about it. Some people hate the two pass routines. Some people think everyone should have three. I personally think it's great.
Another triple series. Oh, no, no, no. She landed with her chest down and her hips were off center, so it just took her right off. She fought for it, but that one was a difficult one to save. Setting up for her dismount. Round off 1.5. Little hop on the landing.
That will hopefully be the score that they drop, but so far they've had a 9.775 and a 9.8 on beam.
Yeah.
Let's see our floor scores. Lauren Bolin with a 9.775 and a 9.85 for Jenna Wheats. This is Grace Valancourt.
Little tiger claw action there. Round off double tuck, super high.
Does that not hurt?
Beautiful jump series. Round off 1.5 to a front layout. Great job on that tumbling pass. Getting set for her last pass. Doo-doo right into a double stag. Gorgeous routine for Grace.
Up next on beam, University of Pennsylvania, Rose DeBarbery.
This is her first pass. The height she gets on that is just insane.
And this is Rose DeBarbery on the beam.
Flip-flop layout, solid. Great extension on both of those jumps. Oh, definitely a minor deduction there. Covered it well. Round off 1.5. Oh,
Can we give it to her?
I'm gonna give it to her because I'm generous with the landings. That was the stick and step.
Yep. The stick and step.
stick
I
and
love
step.
that. Stick
It's like the bend and
step.
snap, the stick and step, you know.
Here's Paige Casper on the floor.
Making her return to the floor lineup after having a few weeks off due to a minor ankle injury.
Nice double pike. Chest is a little low on the landing, but I'm gonna take no deductions on that. Front layout from full, great job. Oh, a little low on that landing, but pulled it out. This is just a matter of endurance after having been out for a couple of weeks. We've missed her in the lineup. That was a great job. She just needs to get her endurance back under her and she'll be fine. And we always love the Ghostbusters to finish. Who are you
Oh,
going to
of
call?
course.
Paige Casper.
Okay, this was a little interesting. So we had a judge using the beam as a table to conference one of the scores.
Beams can be used for a lot of things.
Sure, why
actually.
not? I think
It's a multi-purpose event.
it is. It
Piece of
is.
equipment.
McKaylee Marr will be next for you, Penn. So far on beam, we've had a 9.775, 9.8, and a 9.025. That, again, was the fall. So we will see what that fourth score brings us. There was that bit of a wobble in there on the fourth routine.
Full turn. Full layout, step out. Beautiful. pitch kick to a side aerial. Very solid.
She has beautiful lines, too.
She has that slightly hyperextended knee, beautiful toe point, just gives her that beautiful line. Great dance series. Saluting. Flip-flop into a gainer full. That was a beautiful routine.
Even her back extension on that dismount at the very end was beautiful. Clara Hong is next on the floor exercise for the Tigers.
Very dramatic music, a little bit of a change of pace.
Front layout, front handspring, front double full. It's an E level, the most difficult tumbling is the E level. And she's the only one on Towson doing an E level tumbling pass. Layout half into front full. Just beautiful form in the air. Like you said earlier, she floats. Goes right into her last pass. Front 1.5, gorgeous.
Oh, I love it.
Amazing.
She just makes everything look so easy, too.
I
She's
know.
like, yeah, I just did that.
It's so effortless.
The beam routine for Penn just went 995, I believe.
It was a gorgeous
It was beautiful.
routine. Yeah. There were no flaws in it really that I saw at all.
Well deserved.
I'm shocked though because I don't feel like these judges are leaning towards higher scores tonight. Not that it wasn't deserved. It was totally deserved. Flip-flop layout. Wow.
That's the
That's
third
routine
gymnast.
with a triple
Yeah.
series. I'm telling you.
Penn is a team to watch. They're not in Towson's conference,
Yeah.
but for the Ivy League teams, I would be watching Penn.
Well, I mean, honestly, in the Ivy Leagues,
Yes.
they've probably always been at the top anyway.
Just
But
to give
they
it
are
for-
really pushing it. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not even going to say team to watch. I'm like, I feel like they're already here.
Yeah.
They're here. They're showing it off.
And right now they are ranked 50th in the nation
Well,
compared
we'll
to.
see after this week.
Yeah, not after this week. 50th in the nation compared to Towson at 28. But I mean, this has really been neck and neck through this meet.
Aerial into a tuck full, fighting for that stick. Wow. They should just be, I mean, I'm proud of them.
Over the moon.
Yeah.
One last Tiger routine to count for the team score. This is Amy Stewart. She went 995 not too long ago as well.
Yep. Front layout, front 1.5. There we go. We got a little smile from her. I feel like she was having a very serious face in the first half of this routine. Double tuck, finish it with chest up high, gorgeous. Amy was in a difficult position. She hasn't competed the entire meet and she's last on floor. She's literally been waiting all night, 2 hours to do that routine. And that is really difficult to do. You've got to keep your body warm and limber, keep loose. She did a great job on floor, as always. She's so consistent on floor.
And this will be an exhibition on the beam.
I like that mount. That was neat. Flip-flop layout. Solid landing on that. Switch leap into a straddle quarter. Oh, fight on that landing. I don't know if you noticed, but it looks like she's talking to herself throughout this routine, which I love.
Nothing wrong with self-motivation,
You know,
right?
hey, if it works for you. Now, she was supposed to connect that cat leap. She's going to do it again. That really shouldn't be a deduction unless the judges are being super picky. Right into a side aerial. Little balance check there. Full turn. And a gainer full off the side. Sticks the landing. That was a solid routine.
It's a great beam rotation.
Yeah.
They had that one fall, but I don't think that bothered anybody.
No, clearly not.
They got a 49 on beam.
And Penn, prior to this meet, had a season high of a 194.925.
Oh, they've blown that out the door.
Easily. I believe unofficially they have a 195.375. So huge meet for Penn.
And this is Nikki Borkowski. This is just an exhibition again, but Nikki is one to compete in the regular lineup. So again, talking about the depth, having another routine in your back pocket.
Yeah, this is the challenge. It's just Towson on every event is so deep. And a lot of it could just have to come down to how they practice during the week. If they were struggling a little bit, having an off week, which happens. But I know for Nikki, doing more routines and keeping up with it, even if it's just exhibition, is the best thing for her. She likes to keep moving. Front layout from full. But she can do this routine with no pressure, kind of find her way, get back in her groove. Super high double pike. Wow, and a great landing on that.
Next exhibition on the beam,
Nice rise on that.
We have another exhibition on the beam. This is Ariana.
Just the smallest little bobble on that series.
Just, oh. Again, this routine does not count in their lineup at all. She just was off on those jumps. Needed more extension on them as well. Cat leap into a front aerial. Very pretty. And gainer pike off the end.
We will have another exhibition. This is Felicia Poblate on the floor.
And she did an exhibition last week for us. I can't remember which meet as well. She does a unique first pass. She does a full in, which you'll see some college gymnasts do, but she does it out of a round off, which I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do. It's really difficult. She was low on that landing, but if she can get that rotating a little bit faster and land higher, this is a routine you want in your lineup. Whip to a 1.5. Big step out of that. Tried to cover it. Might have pulled that off. Last pass, round up double tuck. Landed with her chest just a little bit down again, but if she can get that first pass cleaned up, landing with her chest higher, that's a routine you want. I mean, it's a great routine. Difficult tumbling.
So on the floor, we will drop Paige Casper's score of a 9.625 and then 2 9.85s to follow after that, finishing our final score on floor with a 49.2. So we did it. We broke that 49 mark. That's what we wanted. And Penn also did it. They broke the 49 mark as well on beam, which was their weakest event in their last meet. So huge comeback for Penn. We will have the official results and all of the individual results for each event as well when we come back after this break. So please stay tuned right here on the Towson Sports Network.
soon at CQ Arena again. Final scores for the next meet. Your Towson Tigers with a 195.95 and the Penn Quakers with a 195.375. Have a great rest of the afternoon and please drive home safely.
Well, that does it, folks. Another Tigers win for Towson Women's Gymnastics, coming in with a final score of a 195.95. So close to that 196, but such a phenomenal meet still, even on, in quotations, an off day for us. That still, like Zoe and I were saying, could have been one of those season highs for one of the previous years for Towson Gymnastics.
Yeah.
And Zoe figured out some very good news for Penn as well.
UPenn has broken their program record tonight,
Wow.
so congratulations to them. Very well deserved.
Absolutely. And although they came in second today, I mean, they had a 195 point, what do we've got? 195.375. Huge score for Penn. They were so excited, and they have their Quaker hats taking pictures and congratulating everyone. But such an exciting meet, being neck and neck on some of the events, and just really exciting all the way around. So now, let's see what's next for the Tigers. On Saturday, the Tigers are hosting Ursinus College and West Virginia University right back here at CQ Arena. That meet's starting at 6 p.m. and it's our alumni meet.
Yay!
So Zoe, Tandy, will you please come back?
And we're shout out to all the alumni. If you can make it, please do. It's always a great time to get together, see your old teammates, just, you know,
Absolutely.
catch up and talk. And so hopefully we'll see a lot of alumni here next
We
Saturday.
want to see alumni, and I think one of our team members had their dog here tonight, and we have the cutest baby in a tiger costume behind us. Just absolutely adorable fans in the stands.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to see alumni back for the next meet. On behalf of Tandy Knight and Zoe Packard, I'm Amy Phillips. Thank you for tuning in to the Towson Sports Network, and as always, go Tigers.